Good afternoon. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I am your host, Brian Taylor Bridges. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News, you all. Come on in. I want to go in on the Pastor Falkenberg, you all. Funderburg is his name, Pastor Carlton Falkenberg of Kansas, which happened to particularly go in on his congregation in a very hostile way, you all, in a very hostile manner, behind a Movado watch. I said it, behind a Movado watch, you all. Like I said, this is one of the particular things that has drove a lot of people away from church, you all, is these particular pastors, you all, that are not doing the right things with, the church finances, you all. This is a main topic that's actually at hand, you all. We just recently had a pastor out of New York that had potentially robbed himself, you all. I said it. This pastor potentially robbed himself in some kind of jury insurance scam, you all. But in this particular case, I'm more than sure that this particular pastor is not like this, you all. I said it. This particular pastor is not like this. Mind you, a Movado watch is not that expensive, you all. I said it. It's not that expensive so far as to it's out of the range or out of the norm for a normal person that likes watches, for a normal person that does consume watches, you all. This particular watch is worth anywhere from possibly $300 to possibly $5,000, you all. I believe I had one of a cheaper version. It could have been possibly a knockoff, you all. I'm not sure, but it was a pretty nice watch, and it did not cost as much as people think, you all. I said it did not cost as much as people think, so forth and so on. And these particular watch companies are set in different locations, so their price may vary, you all. I said it, the price may vary. You might find that same watch out here, the same watch he looking for could be possibly $1,000 to $500 difference. Like I said, depending just absolutely on the location, you all. But that was not my particular reason for coming on. Was not to really talk about the price of this watch or if it was right or wrong. I definitely think the pastor was wrong and out of pocket, really, you all, because the pastor really could have bought his own watch, you all. And one of the members had really proceeded to cut him off and asked, well, does God say anything about Sam's and Movado watch in the Bible, you all? Where does he actually say something like that? And this is one of the particular main reasons I jumped on, you all. I did list 25 short verses. I said it, 25 short verses, which give a proper description on tithing, you all. Now, my particular, as a believer of the body of Christ, you all, my main concern has not always been what the pastors are doing with these particular finances, because I've always said, that the God sees everything, and that's between them and God. It's just our duty to, as believers, to do the right thing, to do the things that God requires of us to do. And like I said, with the particular way the finances and things are going nowadays, with tithings, as much as it has changed, when in back then people were tithing with particularly food, clothing items, blankets, so forth and so on. I mean, just imagine if people did actually tithe with food products and clothing, so forth and so on. If you did this as a church, then that would particularly clothed all the homeless people in these particular cities, in these particular neighborhoods, in these particular states, you all. I mean, this is something that could possibly be of conversation, you all, because like I said, it's very sad when we still have so many homeless people and people living on our streets that don't have the proper necessities, you all, like deodorant, soap, so forth and so on. Now, I am very aware and have actually helped in these particular drives with certain churches, you all, where we particularly prepare food, prepare clothing, and forth and so on for these particular things to be distributed amongst the community. So I understand and know what it actually is to actually do these things with the church and actually be involved in these type of things. But when it comes to, the finances and what the pastor do with his portion of the money, particularly all on him, you all, unless he is swindling money directly out of the church finances to do these certain things, to furnish certain private trips, these expensive, extravagant things that have nothing to do with ministry or have anything to do with the body of Christ, nor does it help anyone at all, you all. Like I said, I didn't really want to come on and tarry too long about it, but like this is something that this pastor could have particularly done himself, to not to even mention this, you all. And like I said, what's also sad and crazy to me is that he has a wife, you all, someone that he has particularly started this same church with, and they grow, and she is also a pastor, and I don't understand where the communication gap really came in, because these are some of the type of things that, as a married couple, that they should have talked about. Why would he even come on and mention something like that, or even talk about Movado watch, or even bad mouth his congregation? I said, to even bad mouth his congregation, or to make them feel less than, you all. And particularly in this time in 2022, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, people changing careers, people changing lifestyles. Money is not as good as it used to be for some people living in these areas. And for you to pretty much come on and slander and badmouth your whole church and tell them that they are poor, broke, busted, and disgusted is real a shame. It's really not a nice thing to do at all, you all. Like I said, it's very sad for this particular thing to happen to this church community, you all. I'm going to go ahead on and share the clip and let you all listen to this particular clip.
See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted, because of how you've been honoring me.
Powering on.
I'm not worth your McDonald's money. See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted, because of how you've been honoring me.
Ready to pair.
I'm not worth your McDonald's money. Come on. Come on. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Come on. Mother, I'm saying this, and I promise you, Deacon, it is not with respect and won't. I'm saying it because I want you to understand just what God is saying. Even found out that Movado, you can buy a Movado watch in Sam's. Yes, you can. And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters.
Like I said, man, it's really sad the way the church is actually going nowadays. For a pastor to really step up and say something like this, when there's so many other issues that are actually at hand nowadays, within our own communities with people, we need to have answers, you all, not just, we need to have answers and solutions, period, point blank. I mean, for you to be actually out there bashing your own community, these are the people's lives and backs that you're riding on. Your church community is your actual foundation, you all. I mean, to actually belittle your church like that on the behalf of anything material. I said it, on the behalf of anything material. Whether it was a new building, a new vehicle, a Movado watch, or some boxer shorts. It is just not something that's even ethical, you all. I said it is not something that is proper by no means, you all. The pastor did. I mean, I do have a clip, a news clip of it also, where you all can take the time and look at the bottom into the description and either catch the reading article or the particular video, you all. Like I said, it was sad. I seen something else where the brother came on and apologized after the fact, after the statements that he had made, but this was more something like a person taking the time out and kind of contemplate on their words. It was more a scripted rehearsal that had gotten him to the particular place and location that he is in today. Like I was saying about some of these resumes, you all, some people have better resumes than other people, but what is the resume in their soul? What kind of resume they have as far as their morals and principles, you all? I mean, what things do they stand on? What's their basic foundation and knowledge, you all? Is some of the things that I particularly want to understand when actually going to a church. Which direction they going? Like, what involvements do they have? What kind of involvements do they have in the community? How do they give back to the community? These are some of the things that you want to know, you all, when attending any church, you all. Like I said, I miss my particular building a lot, but this is one of the places where people are actually doing the work, you all. I said that they are actually out there doing the work, not only in ministry, but doing the particular work that they would need to do in the street to help provide for other families in distress, you all. I say this is one of the most important things to me in my particular future, y'all, is standing on my mission statement. And it was the particular reason why I never changed it, you all, so that people can understand and this particular thing can also manifest into my life. I didn't want to keep anybody too long for our first Christ game. To catch y'all on another one. Peace. Thank you. I don't know which one that was.